So with AI and machine learning becoming mainstream, what do you both predict will be the impacts on designers' mental health? What do you predict will be the soft skills that will become even more valuable?
Okay, so this is a tricky one, this is we're in an interesting point in history right now, and there are several very valid, very worthwhile applications of AI. There's certainly the potential for mental health impact in addition to other things. I mean, history is filled with examples of people facing threats and challenges as new technology enters the workforce. Before I get into that, let's deal with an elephant in the room here. That it's sort of one thing to be told that here is a new tool that you can utilize. Another thing to be told, well, maybe your job is at risk because of some new technology. And for some people who might work in this space, it's another thing again to know that the technology that is currently available in some areas has got to this point because of some ethical issues of AI tools being trained using stolen work for which the original artists and writers aren't ever going to be compensated, and the appeal of instead of hiring high-level creative professionals for art and for writing and for creative thinking, temptation to utilize these seemingly but not actually free tools then they're asking people to fix and to edit and to improve with what gets spat out. Obviously, I don't have the legal expertise to discuss the implications of rulings like what happens if AI produced art and writing isn't protected by copyright. I know that some of the tools are financially problematic. ChatGPT costs $1 million a day to maintain, and OpenAI is heading towards bankruptcy. What I'll say in terms of just the mental health issues, and if you're feeling that your job is threatened, that's something that you should be talking about. Talk about it with your co-workers and your peers. It's a stressful thing to have weighing on your mind. It's helpful to seek social support in dealing with some of these work-related stresses. That conversation can help you feel less alone. Either you're going to feel relieved that your peers can persuade you that things are going to be okay, or you'll feel that your concerns are validated and you have people around you who are supportive and understanding, either of which is a win.
No, totally. I was going to say we've got these mental health support groups as well. So that Never Not Creative offers. So for creatives, so if you do want to connect with other creatives and talk about work-related issues, feel free to sign up on our website. Shane, did you have anything to add in terms of AI in the industry and maybe how you guys are utilizing it at the moment with clients, or how you're kind of going around with that?
Yeah. The AI conversation, I think it's a massive talking point, right? I attended the Cannes Festival of Creativity this year in France, and every second talk was about AI, and there's many different viewpoints. A lot of them, Ben, to your point, were about this is the next industrial revolution. It's the tipping point. It's it's the invention of the wheel. Everything's going to change, and to a large extent, I think it probably will. I don't think it's the talk last year where it was about NFTs and the metaverse, and it's still there, but it's not as this is different. I think AI will revolutionary change things, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of faith in human creativity to as a guide for AI, as long as there's I guess a human that kind of edits or controls or prompts AI to help us as a tool. I think that's the way that we should look at it now, and it's very easy to get caught up in the fear around will it take my job. I think that was one of the first things that I thought when I first heard about ChatGPT. As being originally a copywriter, my job is to write large chunks of copy. ChatGPT, quite truthfully and honestly, can do a way better job than I can at creating large chunks of copy at a quick, fast pace. but I'll probably still have to edit it. Like, and you do, a human will still have to edit it. So if anything, it's making writers' jobs a little bit easier. That being said, it'll probably get to a point where, you know, it'll progress to the level of a human, but you'll still need to always be moderated. But how we're using it in our business is from a I guess a idea conceptual phase to get to the ideas and to sell them into our clients. We don't necessarily use them for the end product, but when we are creating decks and presenting ideas to clients, we'll use Midjourney to create images that you know, before we'd have to go to a stock library like Getty or Shutterstock, and then we'd have to put in Photoshop and we'd have to mock it up. Now we can go to Midjourney, type in a few prompts, and it'll kind of create an image that represents that concept with maybe minor Photoshop work. And anyone can do that. You don't have to be an art director or a designer. A copywriter can do that now. So, you know, it does create efficiencies to get to a certain point. And I see it as, again, like more of a, you know, until AI can create emotion, it can write a film that really touches you, makes you cry, and, you know, can do, you know, you can give it a prompt or give it a brief, and it can answer it with a level of creativity that a human, that is on par with the human. I think that's when we should start to get worried. Because then it's, you know, then it, in a way, maybe, you know, it is on the same level playing field as us. But for now, I don't think it's there yet. Not to my knowledge. Maybe someone's invented it, or maybe it's happening right now. But we see it as a tool and a resource. So yeah, no fear or phobia on my end just yet. Touch wood. Touch wood. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I wrote down Midjourney, so I'm definitely going to give that a go for creating presentations. So thanks.
I love it. I like, you can type in anything and it'll just create these amazing images. You can even put in images. You can take a snapshot or a screenshot and use that as your base prompt and then add onto it as well. And that's evolving constantly as well. I think they're on Midjourney 5.2, started at 1. So with every iteration, it's getting more realistic and smarter. But as Ben said, there are some issues around, like you can't necessarily use it for a final finished product because it's pulling prompts and it's getting everything from existing sources. So it is stealing. It's stealing bits and pieces from everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even when you think about how music is made as well, there's AI that's copied like music from different. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We don't have time, I don't think, to go into the whole AI legals.